$32,000 of credit card debt. What should I do? That's a great question and exactly what we're going to focus on right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now this is a real conversation that took place between me and somebody right here on the channel. This person recently reached out to me privately through email asking for some advice on their financial situation, and that's the conversation that I do want to share with you right here in this video. Now, full disclaimer, I did ask this person, hey, do you mind if I share this conversation in a video? And they said, yes, please, by all means, share this in a video, but keep my personal information private. So yes, absolutely, I will be keeping the personal information of this person private, but I do want to share with you the conversation because it's actually pretty interesting and they encouraged me to do it in a video, so let's talk about it. All right, so about 3 weeks ago, this person reached out to me privately through email and said, hey, Matt, I've been following you on YouTube for quite a few months now. I love your content. You seem really good with money and really good with numbers. Can I please ask for some advice on my financial situation? So I reached back out and I said, sure, I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I'd love to do what I can to help you out with some numbers and, of course, your financial situation. So the person wrote back and said, you know, I'm really embarrassed to share this, but here's my situation and I don't know what to do. I'm hoping that you can help me out. The person said that they have $32,000 of credit card debt, and they're not paying anything toward that debt every single month other than just the minimum payment. So the person was asking, what do you suggest I do? Well, they also mentioned, I'm not paying anything toward that debt every single month simply because it seems like such a big number. It seems so unachievable to actually ever pay it down. So they said, what should I do? I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I'm paying the minimum every single month, and I'm just getting further and further behind every single month. What do you suggest that I do? Which, by the way, yes, I am paraphrasing the conversation a little bit, but for the most part, this is exactly how the conversation did go down. So I wrote back to the person and I said, first off, thank you so much for sharing your information and thank you for trusting me with your information. Of course, I will not share your personal details or any of your information with anybody. But again, I wanted to thank this person because honestly, just for this person to step up and actually reach out to me for some assistance and some financial advice on this, I mean, honestly, that's like a big step in alone right there. Just like the first sentence this person said was, I'm embarrassed to share this. First off, I just want to say this much. Please don't ever feel embarrassed about this. This is the situation for most Americans right now. The average American has like $7,000 in credit card debt right now. So please don't feel ashamed about it. Please do not feel embarrassed about this at all. A lot of people are racking up a lot of debt right now and floating balances on credit cards because of all of this inflation that we're currently dealing with. It's a tough situation. So first off, please never ever feel embarrassed about this. This is a very common situation for a lot of people. So you're certainly not alone. It is not just you. This is a lot of people right now. So first off, I just want to throw that out there as well. But anyway, I reached back out to the person. I said, first off, like I said, thank you so much for trusting me with this information, but I also do want to better understand your situation. So I reached back out with a question and I said, let me first ask you this much. Do you have any extra do you have any extra money at the end of the month, or are you living paycheck to paycheck right now? Well, the person reached back out and said, no, in fact, I do have a few hundred extra dollars every single month, but I'm not putting it toward the actual credit card and paying down this debt simply because, like what I said in my previous email, which was, it seems like such a huge number, my extra $200 or $300 every single month doesn't seem like it's ever going to pay down $32,000 of credit card debt. So I'm just putting that money into savings or I'm spending it on the necessities that I need right now. Okay, totally fair. I agree. You know, when you're looking at a huge number like that, and especially like this person, they did not tell me exactly how much they have every single month, but they did say that they have a few $100s. I would assume a few being, $200, $300, something like that. Not 1,000. They said hundreds, so I would assume it's probably, $300, $400, maybe at most 200, something like that is what they actually indicated. So it's not like a ton of money every single month, but it is a little bit of a surplus, which is actually nice. That's good to understand. And this person is just pushing that right into savings, which again, nothing wrong with that either. So now that they reached out with that information, I wrote back out to them again and I said, here's the thing. I want to understand your situation a little bit further, but again, I don't want to dig into your personal details, but I do want to ask a simple question that is a little bit more personal, But again, please, if you're not comfortable answering this, don't answer it by any means. So I reached back out and I said, let me ask you this much. How much money do you have in savings right now? Now, again, I know that that's a very personal question, which is why I also prefaced it by saying, if you're not comfortable answering, please don't answer that question. So again, I wanted to understand this because maybe this person has $10,000 sitting in savings. Well, if that's the case, then we could actually do some damage to that $32,000 of credit card debt, right? So I reached back out with that question. They reached back out to me and they said, yes, I have about $3,000 in savings right now. Good to know. That's very good to know, okay? So here's the key information that I want to kind of hit on in this video right now. So here's what I reached out to this person advising. And again, I want to make it very clear. This person can do whatever they want. I basically just reached out to them with my recommendations as far as what I would personally do if I were in this situation, okay? If I were in this exact situation, here's exactly what I would do with my personal finances. And again, this is what I told them. I said, you can do whatever you see fit for you. I'm not your financial advisor, but rather I want to give you the situation as far as exactly what I would do in my personal situation. So here's what I said. I said, first off, if you had more money than the $3,000, I would actually recommend for you to peel some of that money off and pay it toward the credit card. However, since it's $3,000, honestly, I wouldn't touch it. I would not touch that $3,000 because let's be real right now. $3,000 is nice to have set aside, but does it go fast in the event that something comes up? Oh yeah, you better believe it, right? That $3,000 could be eaten up very, very fast in the event that the person's car breaks down or they get behind on rent or something comes up, a medical expense, literally anything could eat up that $3,000 very, very fast. Now, some of these gurus out there say, all you need is $1,000. Yeah, you might get by on $1,000, but honestly, I would not feel comfortable with only $1,000 set aside. So that's what I said to the person. I said, you could whittle that down a little bit and put a little bit toward your credit card. But I said, for me personally, I would not touch the $3,000. Here's what I also said. If you do have more than $3,000, they said about $3,000. Does that mean 2,800? Does it mean 3,001? Does it mean 3,500? What does it really mean? So here's what I said to that person. I said, if you do have more than $3,000 in your savings account, I would round it off at $3,000. For example, let's just say that they have $3,250. I would round it off, take the extra $250 and push it toward the credit card. That's what I would personally do. I would round it off at $3,000 just because why not, right? Just round it off at an even 3 and keep it right there. Don't touch that savings. And here's what else I said to that person. You also indicated to me that you have an extra few $100s every single month coming into you that you are not spending and that you're just pushing into savings. Here's what I would do. I would round the savings off at an even $3,000 if it's above that. Next, for all the extra money that they have coming in every single month, I would push all of it toward the credit card. And again, pay for all of your utilities, your rent, your mortgage, your car payment, gas in your car, all your necessities, everything that you're currently spending money on right now, and any extra, any surplus that you have right now, push it all toward the credit card. Maybe it's $200 one month, maybe it's $300 the next month, maybe it's $400 the next month, maybe it's $150 the next month. It doesn't really matter. Whatever the surplus is, push it all toward the credit card. Also, one other side note, by the way, within one of those emails, the person said, another reason that I'm not paying down the credit card is it seems that the interest on that debt is racking up so fast. Anytime that I push anything toward it or pay $100 extra or whatever toward it, it seems like that money is just being thrown away because it's like it's going into a black hole that's only paying for the interest. True. Yeah, that's right. That's why we want to pay down that principal and the balance so fast as quickly as possible, because the longer that balance just sits there racking away at a 20 or more % interest rate, you're right. The interest is racking up very, very fast, which is why we want to bring that principal down as quickly as we possibly can, because the lower the principal is, that means the less interest that's going to continue to accrue every single month, right? So that's why I was saying you got to pay down that principal as quickly as you can, because the faster you pay down that principal, the faster that the interest on that as well is going to stop racking up as fast as well, right? It kind of makes sense. So kind of go after the principal, because then the interest on it will be less and less that's actually coming in every single month. So that's what I recommend to this person. I said, round out your savings, $3,000 if you're above that, and then every last dollar that you have as a surplus every single month, push it all toward the credit card. And I said, here's the thing, please don't look at the balance. We all know the balance is high, okay? That's okay. Don't worry about the balance. Stick to the plan. The plan right now is take all of the extra surplus you have every single month, push it toward the principal. That's it. Just whatever you can. If it's $150 one month, fine, do it. If it's $400 the next month, do it. Doesn't matter. If it's $325 the next month, do it. Push it all toward there. And I said, if there's anything right now that you're spending money on that you can maybe cut back on, for example, I used, like expensive coffees, for example. Let's just say that this person is going out and buying an expensive $5 coffee 3 times a week, $15 a week, and say, $60 a month. I said, maybe cut that back. Maybe go down to one time, treat yourself once per week, 4 times a month, and take the extra $40, take that extra $40 and push it toward it. And I said, it doesn't seem like much. I know it's only $40, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's an extra $40 that you're putting toward the principal that is not going to be accruing interest on that. You got to get ahead of that interest. That is why credit cards are like, it's like a love-hate relationship. Seriously, that's the relationship that I have with credit cards. Here's the thing. I love them. I love credit cards. I have a few myself. In fact, I have 3 of them that I use all the time. However, it's kind of a hate relationship because if you get behind and you start paying that interest, man, it racks up really, really fast, right? So again, I love the credit cards. I use them all the time. Literally every single day, I'm pulling out one of those cards to pay for something. I'm using those credit cards. But again, I don't like them because if that interest starts accruing, it adds up very, very fast. And honestly, it gets really hard to get ahead when that interest starts accruing because as you can see, at a 20% interest rate or thereabout, maybe it's 19%, maybe it's 21, maybe it's 23, either way, it's about 20% interest. It adds up very, very fast. You know what I mean? So it can get really hard to get ahead when you start paying on all that interest as it starts accumulating, right? So anyway, in this situation, I told the person, check back with me in a few months from now. Let me know how you're doing. And again, I advise the person, do not look at the balance. Who cares what the balance is? Here's the thing. You're not going to get the balance paid down in 2 months. It's not going to be paid down in a year. But you know what? Keep to the plan, stick to the plan every single month, month after month after month, and let's reconvene in 6 months. Let's reconvene and reassess in a year and see what happens here. That balance is going to be significantly lower. And here's the thing. What else is really discouraging about a plan like this as well? Let's just say the person has an extra $200 per month they're pushing toward it. Okay, so it's going to take 5 months to pay down $1,000. At the same time, the interest is racking up, right? It seems like they're just treading water or possibly even getting behind. That's what's really discouraging about it, which is why I said, please do not look at the balance. Just continue to stick to the plan and pay every single month, whatever you can. Just keep paying that principal down. And I said over long periods of time, you're going to all of a sudden see that, wait, that $32,000 is now $25,000. Wait, what happened, right? You paid it down $7,000. Pretty exciting. But again, in the heat of the moment, when you're looking at $100 here, $200 there, it feels like you're getting nowhere. But again, if you just stick to the plan, do not look at the balance, and you come back in 6 months, and all of a sudden you look at the balance and you think, wait, $32,000 was the last time I saw it. Now I'm sitting here at 25 or 27 or whatever it happens to be, or even 30, 30, you'd be thinking, great, wow, some progress, right? When you start to get that progress and you start to see that you're making some headway on this thing, you start to get momentum because it starts to get exciting that, wait, this actually is achievable. It's just going to take me a little bit of time, but I finally can get ahead of it. The worst thing you could possibly do is do nothing. The worst thing you could possibly do is just continue to pay the minimum like this person was doing. And again, I don't blame that person at all. Seriously. When you're looking at a balance that big, it gets really hard to get started, right? So it's just kind of like any other goal out there right now that you might be looking at that you want to achieve or something like this, or, maybe fix up or, improve. All of a sudden, if you look at the situation, you think, well, it's hard. The goal is so far away. Yup, but here's the thing, baby steps, right? You probably heard that before, but seriously, little steps. What can you do today to help you achieve that goal a little bit more every single day? What is one action I can take today to put myself one teeny tiny step further closer to that goal today, and do the same thing tomorrow, and again the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and before you know it, that goal is within sight, right? Same thing here with this example, the $32,000. It seems like a huge goal that's way out in outer space, like a star way out there, right? How am I ever going to reach that star? Well, guess what? How do you do it? By taking action every single day. One little action step today, one little action step tomorrow, every single day, and they continue to compound over long periods of time. Before you know it, you're halfway to the star, right? How did I get here? Well, you just continue to take action every single day. It's the same thing with this paying down the $32,000. So I'm going to be honest with you. This person has a long road ahead of them. But again, we all understand this. The person has a long road ahead, but at the same time, if they continue to stick to the plan, it's not going to take as long as they actually think it's going to. Because here's the thing, as they continue to get momentum, they will continue to compound their results. More and more will continue to go toward the principal. That means less interest that'll continue to rack up every single month, and the principal will continue to come down faster and faster, if that kind of makes sense. In other words, the interest won't keep piling up as fast, right? So anyway, I wanted to share this conversation with you. I thought it was pretty interesting. And again, because this person gave me the privileges to share this conversation, I thought, you know what, this would actually be a really good one, because honestly, a lot of people are in this same situation. Pretty much everybody's in the same situation. The numbers are just different. That's it. Everybody's numbers are different. Maybe one person has $10,000. Maybe one person has $3,000. Maybe somebody else has $50,000. Maybe these people have an extra $1,000 a month. Maybe these people have an extra $50 a month. It doesn't really matter. The situation is the same for everybody. The numbers are just different. That's it. That's the only thing that's different between people, right? Anyway, I want to share this with you. And again, hope you found some value out of this video and kind of understood the conversation that took place between me and this other person here on the channel. And again, hey, huge shout out. Thanks so much for reaching out. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad to have that conversation. I'm glad it was helpful somewhat. And again, I hope that you can just stick to that plan. And I assure you, if you continue to stick to the plan over long periods of time, you will find results and you will find success with it. It's going to take a while. I'm being honest with you right now. It's going to take a while. But again, stick to the plan and you'll be very happy at some point in the future. Anyway, thanks again for watching this. I really do appreciate it. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.